Swami told us the story about the ego. So I thought, let me continue with that. Not the story, of course, but the others. Okay. And surrender is one thing that's most important for the ego, or going beyond the ego. Okay, not for the ego, to tackle it, to handle it, to manage it. But when you look at the ego, what exactly is the ego? Since everyone is a student of Vedanta here, it's nothing but a concept. The word ego has been used so many times in Vedanta from different standpoints, and also in psychology, etc. It's almost as though it gains an independent reality. Because everything that you do depends upon the ego. That is very natural for everyone. Everyone has a sense of the self, sense of the ego. Important also. That awareful ego is one of the most important things you can have in your functioning life. But when you look at what it is nothing but the idea of what you have about yourself. This is me. Shaped by your upbringing, by your culture, by your growth, by your experiences, by how others treated you, samskaras, this life and previous life. So finally, you have an idea, this is me. That's all that is. Purely conceptual. Therefore, what a nebulous existence it has. And top of it, this conceptual self is not constant. The ahankara, ego, conceptual self is not a constant entity. Every experience, every learning, every incident of hurt, pain, guilt, etc., keeps on modifying it. Keeps on modifying it. Never constant. Looks constant, but never constant. It is there, but as a changing, modifying entity all the time. Only thought, made up of thoughts, sustained by thoughts. It's the experience, but what is experience? Finally, you internalize everything as just a thought. Yeah. And the experience just becomes a memory. I was out of town, came back last night. Today, I think, oh, did I do all that? Somebody has sent me some photographs. Oh, I was there. Okay. Oh, that's how I looked. Oh, okay. So already in the past, 24 hours since I landed, it's already gone. It's already a thing. But this entity seems to have a life of its own. This birth goes on to next birth, forgetting everything it has done this time, retaining everything only as samskaras. Of course, in the unconscious, all that is stored, the memories are stored. You can access some of them at least. That is it. Purely conceptual. And naturally, the concept, you cannot help it from coming up. Whatever you do, it has to come up. Why? The consciousness that you are is manifest in the mind. What you call Chidabhasa, etc. in Vedanta. The manifested consciousness does not know I am nothing but pure consciousness. At the same time, I'm aware of the I. I don't know what I am, but I'm aware of the I. Ideal condition to make a mistake, make a conclusion. Because without conclusion, you cannot deal with your world, yourself, the world around you. Nothing can be dealt with. You need to take a stand. Therefore, you can't but help concluding, I am like this only. Even as a baby, it starts. The baby, it starts. And keeps on. So that baby starts, this is it for this lifetime. Refers to past samskaras, present experiences, upbringing. The game goes on. You manage it with surrender. And you have to call the bluff of the ego by inquiry into the Vedanta Shastra. In fact, an old story about this. The ahankara is called vicharamna sahate, that which does not stand an inquiry. Like some of our public figures, they can't stand an inquiry. Their reputation, everything becomes in tatters. The old story, this is the old story, okay, old setting. When I was young, that type setting, okay. So there is this great marriage ceremony going on, traditional marriage. So the groom's people go over to the bride's side, and there is a young man there telling the bride side, this is what the groom side requires, this, that, please make these arrangements, this, that, etc. And he goes to the groom side and says, hey, this is what the bride's people have kept, etc. They're very nice people, etc. Both sides. He's there. And everyone is wondering why. What a smart young man. What a go-getter. He's getting things done like that. Anything you need, tell him, he does it. Exactly like ahankara. Everything is done. Then when the marriage is over, lunch is over, nap is over in the afternoon, they're sitting over a cup of tea in the evening. The two sambandhis, the groom's father and the bride's father, are sharing a cup of tea together, thankful that everything went smooth. And the bride's father says, that young man who was there, what a smart guy. Who is he? And the groom's father says, hey, I thought he was from your side. No, he's not from my side. Yeah, what the heck is this? Who's the character? Gate crasher. And they try to find her. And the guy knows they're talking about him. Game is up. He disappears. Vicharam na sahate. Ahankara is exactly like that. You inquire, of course, using the Shastra, into the nature of the I. Because when you say nature of the I, you start with Ahankara only. Who are you? I am this much. This is what you see. And the whole everything starts. The inquiry starts. There is Ahankara. You to scratch my head. Kidhar hai? Nahi hai. It is not there. I am there. Body is there. Mind is there, etc. Manifestation. I, the consciousness there. Body manifestation. Mind manifestation. Knowledge manifestation. Ahankara kidhar gaya? It is just a dress. It is the robes you wear after you know the truth. Why? Because you still have to deal with a functioning world. So the ahankara has gone, the dress remains. A persona remains for you to wear, knowing full well it's not real. It is just for this transaction. Like when I teach, I'm a teacher. If I don't teach, I'm a buddy, I'm a friend, I'm whatever goes on. But Swamiji, that's because you're a monk, you're a sannyasi. What about all of us? Be whatever you want. Be whatever you want. Wear whatever dress you want. Businesswoman, homemaker, both. Be play the role. Ahankara becomes a role, a dress that you wear to play a role. What remains is only the consciousness. That's what you are. Everything else is the fun of life, the exuberance of life. So you can dance for Shivaratri a bit also. Can't do it online. You have to do it on your own. That's the exuberance of life that comes up once you know that. Okay. Om Tat Sat.